Hello, hello, hello. I know it's probably quiet when I started that. um, it is the weekend. It is Friday in California. Um, I'm tired, man. This was another rough week. I don't know, man. I'm hoping that the weeks even out. The fortunate thing is that I am slowly getting everything I need on my truck, and so it's just a matter of like keeping up with getting it restocked as I need it, instead of having to be like, hey, I don't even have this because I've never been able to get this onto my truck until it's now essential as of yesterday. Um, but yeah, I'm hoping things mellow out and I don't have to constantly go to the office except when there's a meeting or something like that. Um, that would be my ideal, honestly, because my commute does go up whenever I have to go out there, just because it is like 10 miles further. But yeah, um, apparently I'm doing okay. Apparently I'm doing well in the job. I don't know. I feel off lately. I'm just waiting for something to go wrong and for it to just all go down the shitter all over again. But yeah. Anyway, tonight I'm streaming some Monster Hunter Rise, which should be fun. I'm hoping to finish the game tonight. I only have like 10 quests left in the whole thing. We finished the core game and we are just about finished with 4 star. I just need to do 2 more, and I'm not looking forward to the ones that I have to do, except for maybe Tigrex, sorry, because that one I at least know how the fight kind of goes. I can't remember. I think it's Gormagala is the other option that was the least unappealing out of all of that I had, because I think the rest were like doubles or fights that I really. Yeah, one was the amped up Rachna Kadaki, and then shit, what was the last one? The last one was one where I was just like, yeah, that's right. I don't want to do that. So anyway, yeah, we're getting to the point where I'm just like, man, I don't want to do that fight in a lot of the stages of the game. So, but then after we do those two, I get to do Melzano, and then I get to do another two, and I get to fight. I think that it's something else. Then another two, and then I get to fight Lunagarin, and then I get to fight the actual last boss. I think is how the flow goes right now. I'm going off the top of my head. It's been about like 12 hours since I last looked it up. So, not 12, 24 hours since I last looked it up, and I had a whole day of work where I was just constantly having to think about things. Um, but yeah, so we're making it. We're making it happen. Living the dream. Even if the dream's a nightmare. But then tomorrow should be back to some uh abiotic factor, and then we're playing Yakuza on Sunday. Of course, we're playing Yakuza on Sunday. Like Yakuza on Sunday is always how it's going to be from now until forever. No, it's gonna be until I finish the game. I'm just gonna keep playing it on Sundays because honestly, it's fitting the time slot really well, and it's just working. And we'll have fun with it until it's done. And once I'm done with Monster Hunter Rise, then I can kind of rip through a bunch of the Soulsborne games, I think is what I want to do next. And then from there, it becomes a bit more of a slog again, which is funny considering I just said I'm going to rip through all the Soulsborne games. But, here we are. I have to go through Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 1, Bloodborne, Demon Souls, Sekiro, and Elden Ring again. We've already got DS3 and DS2 out of the way, and then once I get everything done, and I'm done with games, I plan on going back and doing like some of the optional content. I'll go and do like the DLC and stuff like that in Dark Souls 3 and go and do some of the cool side fights like the Nameless King and all that. Bloodborne, I'm probably going to keep it down to a very rough bare minimum. Probably see if I can get Moon Presence. Maybe do the dungeon so I can finally just have all the achievements, which I'm very close to platinum on Bloodborne, by the way. Like, I just have to get one boss kill in the dungeon. I think I'm done. That's how close I am. So we might actually do that on the stream. And then Elden Ring, we're going to take it pretty mellow. I don't know if I even want to fight Millennia. She wasn't too hard once I knew what I was doing against her, but we'll see. I don't know. I I don't want to think about that right now. And then Sekiro, honestly, the boss fights were all pretty worth it, and doing the 2 playthroughs wasn't too bad. Especially because the second one I ripped through it really fast once I knew what I was doing in the game. So we might just do that again and just do brand new save file, just so I have to do a bit of the grind and slog again, because I think that's the only way I'm going to be ready to face the end bosses, is if I have to grind up all of my gear and learn the fights properly. So we'll do that. And Demon Souls, I don't really know any of the secrets or anything like that. We're just going to play through it and just finish the bare minimum of the game again. Because it's good. It's just, I think they definitely improved on the format once they moved on. You could see Zag a little bit there. But I think they definitely improved on the format as they started to create more games and evolve the... Zag, your tail is in the camera, dude. You're practically showing your butt to everyone. Okay, bye. So yeah. This is a long roundabout thing of saying, like, I have a plan. Whether or not the plan works out is a whole other thing. That's up to the plan. So, keep an eye out for all the stuff that's going to start rolling out. Once I hit the Soulsborne games, I should actually be able to rip through them pretty quickly, just because I am actually relatively decent at them now. The only thing that I can't do very well is the Orphan of Kos fight, which I think might be optional. It might be mandatory, but it might be optional. I wanted to see the Lady Maria fight at the very least. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. There might be some things that I'm just like, we're not doing this. I really don't want to do this. Don't make me do this. We're not going to do this. Goodbye. Yeah. Honestly, what I should do is just pull up my thing here. Yeah, so we have God of Wars. I think it'll have been a long enough time that I'm going to be down to play those again. And then I have quite a few other games that I'm going to have to just slog through, and some that aren't going to be a slog, but they're still going to be a lot longer of a playthrough than I really want to have to deal with. But there's not many left on the list anymore. So that's kind of fun and enticing and enjoyable too. I might record 1 or 2 of them on my own, just because, like, hard space is great for doing that, and Death Stranding might actually be good to just speed things up. Just be like, hey, I'm going to do a whole bunch of back and forth really quick, and then just, like, rip through it for a couple hours, and then go back to, like, actually playing, but I don't know. Death Stranding, I also think I could get away with a lot less grind than I did the first time I played through. I did a lot of grinding in it just because it was scratching an itch that I really needed to scratch when I was first playing it. But hard space, I think, might be one that I do in my own time, just so I have something to wind down with during certain days, and just rip an hour out every now and then. The rest are definitely going to be the kind that I want to stream, especially EDF. I would rather just go 5 hours at a time playing with friends and get through as much as possible in a single night. So that's probably a Friday night, Saturday night type game. once we get there. So yeah, I have 35% of a plan. Be excellent to each other, be excellent to yourselves, and I hope to see you around. Bye-bye.